Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles, and I know I've been gone for a minute. I had a whole video filmed and then there were issues editing. Anyway, am I back? Maybe. We'll see. Not promising anything because who the hell knows. But none of that matters. I'm here to talk about my series check-in. So this is probably going to be a little longer than I want it to be because I never did my Q3 series check-in because I ended up taking an extended hiatus. This is going to be all the series that I have started, completed, DNF'd, caught up on, or need to catch up on since my last series review, which was somewhere in the first half of the year, but I don't remember how long ago that was, to be totally honest. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking at my iPad and we will start with series that I have started. So, The Jackson Brothers by, Shay Sanders, maybe? Anyway, the first book was The Replacements. I really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, but I loved it. There are 2 more books in that series, and so I definitely want to continue. In that first book, it is a workplace romance. He's the CEO, she's the assistant, grumpy sunshine, and both of them are divorced, so loved it. Then we have New Year Based Solutions. This one was me giving Nicole Falls a second chance, and I really enjoyed it. It's a short, spicy novella that takes place on an island for Christmas, and basically like people are there to hook up or whatever, and that's what happens. And I was surprised that I enjoyed it. I really was, because when I first started it, I was like, I don't know about this. But the relationship between the 2 characters was actually really nice, and so I do want to continue that series as well. This one is a little longer. I'm not sure how many books are in it, but there were a few. Then we have Warriors: The New Prophecies. So this is the second arc of the Warriors series. I only have read the first book. I think that when it came to Warriors, I went in too hard too fast. I read too much too soon, and so I definitely need to pace it out moving forward. But that first book, we're following a new character from sort of like the next generation of what we followed in the first arc, and I was feeling a little iffy about it because there's one character that annoys the fuck out of me. However, the ending reeled me back in, so I will definitely be returning to that at some point. Next, we have Arranged Hearts. This is a series of arranged marriage stories by various authors. The first book, I believe, is called Passion by Monica Walters, and I actually ended up DNFing it. Was not a fan. Writing didn't work for me. Didn't really like the male main character. Because the series is written by various authors, I'm going to continue. And because I haven't made it past that first book yet, I'm marking this series as started, but I do hope to continue and hopefully enjoy the rest of the books that are in the series. And lastly is Kingstown. The first book that I read was His Majesty by Sean, and this was my first read by this author. I think Heather recommended this one to me, and I absolutely loved it. It was a second chance romance, and it was really good. I'm really excited to read the rest of the series. I believe the series has 3 or 4, and they're all novellas, so they're pretty short, but I will absolutely be reading more. Moving on to series that I have caught up on. First is Lost and Found by Natasha Bishop. There are currently 3 books out, and there are supposed to be 5 in total. And in that first book, Where We Found Our Home, we meet the male main character, and essentially it's his friend group. All of them are falling in love. I really want her to finish the series because there is a secret that they are keeping from like all of their partners. Right now, only 3 of them are partnered up, but like, it's like, oh yeah, we'll tell this story when we're all married and settled down, and because they thought it would never happen, but it's starting to happen, and I just want to know what it is. I feel like it's gonna be something stupid, but still, I want to know what it is. Then we have the Death Cast series by Adam Silvera. So They Both Die at the End is the first book, then we get a prequel, The First to Die at the End, and then we get a sequel that is The Survivor Wants to Die at the End. And there's supposed to be another book coming out in 2026, and I think it's called No One Knows Who Dies at the End or something like that. And essentially the 3rd installment was split into 2. So of course, the book that I just read ends on a huge fucking cliffhanger, and I need to know what happens. I absolutely need to know. I'm really glad that Adam Silvera continued to write in this world because I was always curious about Deathcast, and now we're starting to finally get the answers that I've always wanted. Then we have Sisters in Serendipity. I'm saying that I'm caught up because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a 3rd book, because there are 3 sisters and the first 2 already have their stories. So I liked the first one. It's called Worth It. It was a fake dating one. However, the relationship dynamic between the sisters was really fucked up and it was pissing me off. That has been fixed. In this next one, we're dealing with another sister and she's already married. However, she was a single mom when they got together and now her trifling ass baby daddy decided to pop back up, and so we're sort of seeing how that is affecting them. And the third one, what we know from the first 2 books is that this third book, if it happens, will likely be a marriage in trouble type situation. So I don't really know what to expect. I haven't seen like any announcement or anything from Lady Marie, so hopefully she does go ahead and finish that trilogy, and I would definitely pick it up if she did. On to series that are currently in progress. First is the Warrior Super Editions. So I'm counting this as a series even though it's long as fuck. These are over 500 pages each that focus on a specific cat, and the difference between these and the regular Warriors book is that the Warriors books are very short and there's usually 6 in an arc. These sort of fall in between them. There are also novellas that I just learned about pretty recently, but like I said, I went too hard too soon, so we'll come back to that another time. I read the first 2 super editions so far and I enjoyed them both, so definitely will continue once I pick that back up. Then we have Spy Family. I read up to volume 6 and I love the series. The only book that I didn't give a 5-star was the one that was mostly focused on Yor's brother because I think he's fucking weird. But otherwise, I love it. It's a fun time. If you're not familiar, this is about a spy who has a mission that requires him to get close to a certain someone, and in order to do that, he has to have a fake family. He doesn't realize that the little girl he adopted is a telepath, and then his fake wife is an assassin, and I love it. And last for in progress is Sugar and Spice, also by Lady Marie. I have read the first 3 books in the series, and I was debating if I wanted to read the 4th one because it's about a character that I fucking hate. However, there is a situation that he doesn't know about yet that occurred in book 3, and I know it's gonna piss him off, at least I hope it does, and I need to see that. So I already have this book downloaded, I'm ready. I hope I like it. I probably won't enjoy it as much as the others, but if you are interested in a novella series about sugar babies, pick it up, it's great. Moving on to series that I have completed, first is Eternally Tethered by CCJ. This was one of the series that I read in my most recent CCJ vlog. These are pretty short novellas and they have to do with immortals, which vampires are not my thing. Y'all know this. But I actually really liked it. The first book in the series I enjoyed the most, and there's also like some magic and lore and things that really played into it. But I really enjoyed it and I wasn't expecting to. And I know she has another series that has to do with vampires or whatever, so I'm no longer hesitant about reading that. Also completed is the first arc of the Warrior series, The Prophecies Begin. It was a great series. I loved it. That's why I read them so quickly and then burned myself out on them. In that first series, we're following Rusty, who is a kitty pet or a house cat, and he runs into some clan cats, and we follow his story from there, and it's a great time. Yes, it is a middle grade series. Yes, it is talking cats. Yes, it is also kind of brutal in the best way possible. I love it. Then we have The Green Sisters by Christina Forrest. I wanted to read The Neighbor Favor for a really long time. I had a Barnes & Noble gift card that I needed to spend, so I was able to find that. Y'all know I don't typically read a lot of traditionally published romances, but figured I might as well give it a try. First 60% of that book kind of got on my fucking nerves, but once we got past that, I actually really enjoyed it. The second book in the series is actually my favorite. Would definitely reread the second and third books and would definitely recommend the series overall. Then I read The Blood-like Duology by Liselle Sandberry. So Robin and I buddy read Blood-like Magic. The only reason that I continued that duology is because I would just genuinely wanted to know how she was gonna fix the shit show that was the end of that first book, and it kind of doesn't even really get fixed, and it really pissed me off, to be totally honest. But in that first book, we're following Voya. She is in a family of witches. It's almost time for her to have her calling, where she'll discover what her gift is, and she needs to complete a task in order to gain her full powers. but she is very indecisive, and that is very important because her indecision is brought up every other fucking page. Could it also be that YA just generally doesn't work for me sometimes? Yes, probably. Actually, yes, that is a big part of it, but also I just feel like there were different decisions that could have been made in this series overall. But I would recommend if you were a fan of YA fantasy, if you like witches. It just wasn't my fave. And lastly, we have series that I have DNF, starting with Malazan, Book of the Fallen. This was a part of my second White Man Fantasy vlog. DNF'd it. I was bored. Don't know what to tell you. Then we have King's Dynasty by Aisha Bree. The first book is King's Distraction. I didn't like it. I couldn't get into it. I didn't care about the characters really. I especially didn't like the male main character. I just didn't really care about all the things that were happening, and I wanted to, but I just didn't. So I'm just gonna let that series go. Then we have Cameron Battle. So Robin and I buddy read Cameron Battle in the Hidden Kingdoms. Was that last year? We liked that first book. Both of us DNF'd the second one. I don't care anymore. And there's also like this huge side quest that got thrown in, and I was like, wait a minute, this is too much. Like, why are we doing all this? Let's get back to the plot. But anyway, yeah, so DNF. Then Robin and I also buddy read Secret Agent Granny Mystery. The first book is Granny's Got a Gun. This was just, it sounded fun. Thought we'd give it a try, but it is very much the same cozy mystery feel, even though she's a former CIA agent. So, you know, she has a little bit more common sense, skill, expertise as a sleuth. But I also just didn't care. And I think I rated that book 3 stars. It's not bad, it just wasn't for me. And lastly is Coffee Shops of Love. I read, what's the first book called? I don't remember, but I read that maybe last year, maybe the year before, who knows? And it was okay for the most part. There were some pacing issues at the end, and that was annoying. The main character was also a little annoying, but I was like, whatever, I'll keep going. I picked it up, paused it for a while, Softy enough, was planning to go back, and then I just started reading other things and realized that I didn't care, so enough. But those are all the series that I have made some progress in since the beginning of the year. At this point, am I really making progress? I don't even know, to be totally honest with you. I feel like I'm just adding shit constantly. If anything, I'm making good progress because the list of DNFs is always fairly long. But let me know how your series have been going this year. Have you caught up on any? Have you started any that you're really excited about? Are there any on your radar? Otherwise, that is all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.